I am sure that you must have seen this viral video.
We are kindly asking, if you know that you are not a South African citizen, may you please stand up and leave our hospital. If you know that you are not a South African citizen, may you please stand up and leave our hospital.
And then this one here.
Let me tell you something. Shh, keep quiet. We don't have time to reason with foreigners. Leave, my guy. Let's go, Baba. No. Let's go, Baba. Shush. Leave. Let's go. We don't reason with foreigners. We don't want the reason.
You ran away from your problems. You came here. You have your own government. Go vote there.
We are not going to stop. We are not going to tone down the heat. We are going to intensify.
And of course, this one as well.
We are supporting March in March organization. We have started already here to activate hospitals, and the message is very clear. We don't want foreign nationals, documents, no documents.
And such like videos in the past week or weeks. Now, the international community and indeed Africans, we are appalled in recent times when these scenes from South African hospitals began to pop up on their phones about South African citizens chasing foreigners away from their hospitals and indeed preventing them from seeking medical reliefs from their hospitals. We talked about it in a separate video. You can go take a look at it. So in today's video, our focus actually is not to criticize or cast aspersions on anybody, but to ascertain the reasons why South Africans are taking these drastic measures against foreigners. And now comes the crucial question. Why are South Africans chasing foreigners from their hospitals? Now, it is particularly important that we make the clarification that South African citizens are not saying that foreigners should not seek medical attention in their hospitals. What they are basically saying is that foreigners should not go to their public hospitals to seek medical reliefs, that they should take advantage of the private hospitals and then private clinics in their country to seek their medical attention, or to seek medical attention in those hospitals, not their public funded hospitals.
When you get well, when you get on that hospital bed, just look at it. Next time when you come, when you want services,
There won't be a next
check
time.
up.
There
When
won't
you
be a
want check
next
up,
time.
You must go to a private clinic or a private hospital. When you get well from our hospital bed, do not come back here. Here, we only allow South Africans only. All hospitals, all public hospitals in KZN, all public clinics in KZN are for South Africans only. Do not ever come back here when you get
In
well.
addition to that, my good doctors, after you release these people, you can write them their scripts, but they're not going to use our pharmacy. They must get their medication from private hospitals or from pharmacies, registered pharmacies.
So having made that clarification, the question now becomes, why then are South Africans chasing foreigners from their public hospitals? Now, when you watch the various videos flying on the internet, including on national television, you would perhaps understand that there are about 3 prominent reasons why South African citizens are taking these drastic measures against foreigners in their country. Number 1 is that many of the foreigners are undocumented or are illegal. According to South Africans, many of the foreigners in their land came into their country illegally. They say that these people broke their immigration laws by jumping the border without a visa, and so they cannot be rewarded, or they cannot reward them indeed for breaking their laws by allowing them to take advantage of their public services. South Africans argue that another reason they don't want foreigners in their public hospitals is because these facilities are overcrowded and under a strain. And in fairness, the frustration is actually real. Public hospitals are packed, doctors and nurses are overworked, medicine run out because these resources are being shared by the citizens and foreigners. And so when you look at it this way, it is easy to see why South Africans are frustrated. Now, on this point, so many South Africans believe that it is unfair to them and their families if they have to pay their taxes and contribute to the functioning of government, and then at the end of the day, they are compelled to share public facilities like hospitals with foreigners, many of whom are undocumented, and many of whom who do not pay taxes to government and who do not contribute in any meaningful way to the functioning of government. So they believe that it is unfair to them to compel them to share public facilities, to share hospital beds, to share medicines, to stand in the queue with foreigners, competing for scarce public resources. And for these reasons, they feel that the better way or the better thing to do is to make the foreigners go to private hospitals while they, South African citizens who contribute and who pay their taxes, use the public facilities that they have already contributed to. Now, these interests are all valid. However, there are better ways to approach these critical issues to ensure that the interests of both foreigners and those of South African citizens are equally protected. Now, finding the right balance between protecting public resources and showing compassion to those in need is not easy, but it's necessary. South Africans have a right to expect that their contributions are respected and their access to services is prioritized, especially in a struggling system. At the same time, undocumented foreigners are often driven by desperation, not by choice, and they deserve to be treated with basic human dignity. A balanced solution requires fair policies, better border management, and international support. But above all, it requires empathy on all sides. So I hope that South Africans will understand that we are all Africans and that we should look out for each other. And then I also hope that the foreigners in South Africa will understand that they owe a duty to the country that is hosting them.